Are you trying to get pregnant and worried about your cervical mucus? Well, in today's video, we're going over 5 things you can do on how to improve cervical mucus naturally. And stick with me to the end on this because I'm going to give you the one thing that can destroy all your efforts if you are not careful. Having good cervical mucus when you're trying to get pregnant is extremely important. It helps the sperm to survive and it helps them swim to where the egg is going to be. We are aiming for at least 3, 4, 5 days of good egg white-like quality cervical mucus. If you're not having that or you don't notice any cervical mucus, here are 5 things you can do to help improve your cervical mucus naturally. The first thing to do is make sure you're decreasing caffeine and alcohol intake. Now this is very individual. A lot of women react differently to both of these things, but they can be very dehydrating and they can also get in the way of nutrient absorption. So you can be eating the best things and taking the best supplements, but you might not be absorbing it all, which is a very important thing. Again, this is very individual, but for the most part, I recommend no more than 1 cup of coffee per day and no more than 1 alcoholic drink per week. The second thing you really want to make sure you're doing, because a lot of women are not doing this, is making sure that you're drinking enough water and hydrating throughout the day. Now, again, this is very individual, but we do have a good idea of what your starting point should be. You'll take your weight in pounds and divide that in half, and that should be your starting point in ounces for how much water you should have per day. So if you're 160 pounds, we divide that in half, that gets us 80. You should start at 80 ounces of water per day. Then we move up from there based on your activity, whether you're working out and sweating a lot. Let me know down in the comments, what is your starting point in ounces and are you very active? Let's talk about it in the comments down below and see if we can't find where you should be in water intake. And then let me know, are you getting at least that amount already? The third thing is going to be dietary additions. There's a lot of things that you can tweak inside your diet that actually help improve your cervical mucus a lot. A really important dietary addition here is fat. Fat is a fertility superfood, so you want to make sure you're adding in really healthy fatty foods. Things like chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts, fatty fish like salmon, olives, olive oil, and avocados. These are all really great fatty additions to your diet. Another thing with your diet is to make sure you're getting enough B vitamins, particularly B6. You can get this through spinach, sweet potatoes, chicken, turkey, eggs, sunflower seeds, and bananas. Another important nutrient for your cervical mucus is zinc. You want to concentrate on having things like eggs, beef, lentils, pumpkin seeds, cashews, and oysters. And the last thing we'll talk about in terms of foods that you can add in are things that are high in beta carotene. These are going to be things like carrots, sweet potatoes, and spinach. Now you might be thinking, can I just take a supplement for all of these different things? You could, but remember, when it comes to your body, you have to think of the entire system. If you're not having cervical mucus, there is a reason for it. So we want to take a root cause approach and not just try and fix it with a pill. The fourth thing you want to make sure you're doing to help improve your cervical mucus is avoiding medications that can dry you out. These can be certain types of cold medicines and antihistamines. Now I know there's a lot of anecdotal stories about how certain cough medicines can help improve cervical mucus. And I usually caution against using any type of quick fix like a medicine or something like this, because again, your body's not random. It doesn't do random things just because. If you're not having cervical mucus, there is a system-wide problem inside the body, and we have to think, why is the body doing this, and is what's happening preventing pregnancy on other levels as well? So when we start to see progress in your cervical mucus by doing these things at the root level, we're making a difference in the body, in the environment, and making it easier and better for a pregnancy to happen and to stick. I usually caution against using any kind of medicines like cough medicine because we're just spot treating, and that's not going to give you the results that you want either. Now, all that being said, there is a time and a place for certain supplements depending on your body. And this is the 5th thing, which is using the right supplements for your body. And these can be things like vitamin C or L-arginine. You would take both of those things throughout the entire cycle, or you can add in something like evening primrose oil. And you would do this only in the follicular phase, so only from your period up to the time that you ovulate, which means you need to know exactly when you ovulate, which is where basal body temperature charting would come in, which you know I'm a big fan of. So these are some supplements that you can add in, but you have to do all the other things first, and then you can add in these supplements on top. And now we're at the most important part of this video, which is to talk about the one thing that could completely destroy all your efforts, even if you're doing every single thing that we talked about in this video and other things that you've seen in other videos as well. And this one thing is bad gut health. If you have poor gut health, then you're not absorbing anything you're eating, you're not absorbing the supplements that you're taking, and it's causing a lot of imbalance in the body in many different ways that can set the stage for you not to have good quality cervical mucus and to have a lot of other things going on in your body that can also be preventing pregnancy. 50 to 60% of people who have a gut problem or a gut imbalance will experience gut symptoms. They'll have things like diarrhea, constipation, heartburn, gas, bloating, cramping, and things like that. But the other 40 to 50% of people who have a gut problem and have a gut imbalance will have things that seem completely unrelated. These symptoms might be things like eczema, psoriasis, asthma, seasonal allergies, brain fog, fatigue, joint pain. These are not symptoms that you would normally think, oh, that's related to my gut health, but they are. So if you're having any of these symptoms, we need to take a look at your gut health. If you're someone who has struggled with candida infections in the past, or you think you're struggling with it now, we again need to take a personalized approach to your body and get rid of that imbalance so that your body can start to produce its own cervical mucus and have good regular cycles. Remember, we want to take a whole root cause approach to help your body get and stay pregnant. I hope that video was helpful for you ladies. Let me know down in the comments any questions you have, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.